Well, moving along here, I haven't done any video in a while because the things I've been doing have been taking me a while. Got the car done as far as the tubbings go. I have had the tubs in and fitted them up and then left them out because turns out that since I have tubs in the car, the kit I bought is for tubs, but since they don't know what tub you're going to be buying, they actually don't do a bunch of stuff because they won't know. And normally the frame would come down, stay full width in here, and the wheel wells are quite a ways inside. This bar from the factory, if you're not tubbed, is about this much longer. This piece actually is welded on, and they would not be angled like this. They would be square to one another. They have a special piece that clamps on so you can drill the bolts through the frame. But if you're tubbing the car, unfortunately, things are a little different. And this piece that I just got through making today, they send you these flat pieces and you just weld them onto the end. This one has to be notched because there's a panhard rod mount that comes in here also. Hold on just a second here. This piece basically somewhere about like this. The other end will get shoved in. It mounts 13 3/16 back from here. The bolts go through. I've cut square holes in here so that I can use some carriage bolts, so I'll have a round head because the tires are going to be right here also. And the tub comes in and goes across around here. So when this is in, it's basically behind where the tub would be. If it was stock, the way they would have sent it for a non-tub car, it would have been out about to here, and then the wheel well would have been on this side of it. Anyway, the wheel wells or the tubs are ready to go in. Both sides have been done. All the fabrication on that piece is now done. I would have had all the front suspension pickup points in, except that I spent a day or so, in fact 2 days, rebending metal, trying to get stuff to fit. Nothing would line up. Call the company, yeah, you got the right parts, the right tub. It's on here, the invoice. Finally just gave up, took pictures of it, called them, waited online or waited on the phone where I finally got through to a tech guy. Sent him the pictures, and it turns out that 4 of the big major pieces, this one and 2 other ones that are back in here, are not for a Camaro. They're for a Nova. They sent me the wrong parts. That's why I couldn't get anything to fit. Very similar, but the cars are just different enough that you aren't getting the parts to work. So anyway, now I'm waiting for them to send me the correct parts, and when I get those, then what I can do is I will mount the pieces that move in here, mark the pieces that mount to this. I'm not going to put the rear end in because, one, it weighs a ton, and I can actually fit everything pretty much up to the point of where the rear end would bolt in, and the rear end does just bolt in. No holes to drill, nothing else. So basically I can mount everything else up. Then I'm going to pull everything out that I put in temporarily, except for the tubs. I will weld the tubs in while these pieces are bolted in temporarily. I'll weld the tubs in. Then I'll pull them out and start stripping this car body back down to where it's basically going to be all bare metal. I'll probably media blast the whole thing. First I'll clean it, take off a bunch of these extra stuff that people welded on for muffler hangers, cut these off and the like. These were the original traction bar mounts, things like that. A few other items here that I can take care of. Then it'd just be a question of media blasting the car to where it's ready for me to totally undercoat the bottom before I mount this whole new chassis underneath it. That's where I'm at now, and hopefully I'll not get too stalled off waiting for the parts to show up.